Rick Beato. Oh dear. So he just put out a video titled Are We Destined to Be Ruled by Pop and Rap Music? And he's either so musically intelligent that I'm missing something, like I'm missing the bigger picture of what he's trying to say, or he's so self-unaware that even he doesn't realize how ridiculous he sounds sometimes. No, 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 no. We are not destined to be ruled by pop and rap music. You, in your own world where your genres of music are superior and the best, and the bands that you listen to are superior and the best, and your constant need for them to be more popular than everything else, ignoring that the very popularity of these bands, like these pop and rap musicians and bands, that popularity is probably a lot of the reason why they suck. Um, yeah, in your world, Rick, your world may be destined by pop and rap music, but for the rest of us who don't have those needs, who think that it's just enough. Like, for example, my favorite band in the entire world is Chevelle. I'm probably their biggest fan. I've got them, seared on my skin here, and I think that I do think that they're a band that doesn't get enough recognition. I really do, because they get lumped in with a lot of other bands in the new metal scene that came out in the early 2000s, late 90s. And I do think that the music that they write is so far beyond that stuff. However, does that mean I want them to be the number one selling artist in the entire world so that everybody knows about them? And all? Not really, because I recognize that a lot of bands that gain that kind of popularity, they have to sacrifice something along the way. Metallica, in order to be the world's biggest band, had to sacrifice their musicianship just a little bit. Just a little bit. Because, I mean, but that's just my personal opinion, because I consider And Justice for All to be like the pinnacle of their work. Not just their musical ability, not just because it was progressive or more progressive, but because the quality of the music, not the quality of the production. That's another story. To my ears, is that Russia coming? Are they finally coming to Finland? Oh no. Anyway, to my ears, that record is amazing. And in order to become the again one of the biggest bands in the world, they had to come out with the kind of sort of okay Black Album. And it's the same for a lot of bands. Like even Rush. Rush is probably, oh my God, I love you, Rush. And I'm sorry I have to say this. I'm sorry these words are coming out of my mouth. But going from Hemispheres to Permanent Waves, there was some things lost along the way. Or was it Signals? Was it Signals? Okay, whatever. Maybe I'm not a good fan because I can't remember if Signals or Permanent Waves came first. But, you know, I really dug what they were doing on Hemispheres, and it would have been nice to hear more of that. But the other cool thing about that is that they have a catalog going before Hemispheres, and a lot of bands and a lot of music over the entire course of recorded music history. There's so much music out there. There's still so much music that you haven't discovered. And if you're a creature of habit with your music, like I can tend to be from time to time, you've got an almost unlimited palette of music to. Okay. You have an almost unlimited palette of music to choose from in your day to day life. So, this idea that we're going to be ruled by these two genres of music just because they're more susceptible to being replicated by AI. That's the big fear. And yes, I do not like the idea of AI creating anything created creatively. Like AI art, AI poetry, AI music, it all just no, oh God. But it's not gonna rule us. It might rule the popular music landscape. And that's a landscape that you do not have to tune into. You might lament it the way that I do when I'm sitting at the doctor's office and I'm listening to Coldplay on a loop, and I'm considering just letting whatever problem I came with just get worse and worse and worse so I never have to sit there again. You may be subjected to it when you go to the restaurant and Nickelback starts playing, but music as crappy as that, music as paint by numbers as Nickelback and Coldplay and Maroon 5, um, it serves a purpose in this universe. It's music that people just don't have to think about. You know, that's why they're so popular. It is ridiculous pablum, mass marketed and produced by a corporation. It's no different than cheap tablets and laptops and hard drives and RAM sticks and whatever else that you buy from China for really cheap and then it craps out on you in a couple of months. It's low quality, mass produced for profit. Music is not exempt from that, folks. And you can have your opinions about it and you can lament it the way that I did when I was, in my 20s. I was always just like, oh God, this music that's coming out, it's gonna ruin us. Whatever happened to all the good music? Then I got a little older and I stopped complaining and I did this really, really stupid thing. I started listening. And when I started listening, I began to realize that the good music is still out there. You just gotta look for it and you just gotta listen for it. And I swear to you, there are songs I've listened to hundreds of times where if I have a good enough pair of headphones on, I can still hear little differences, little variations, little things in the background that I didn't hear before. Like, oh wow, that piano note. Oh, that's cool. I didn't hear that before. Or that fourth guitar strumming that thing. Or I thought that was a keyboard. A bass is doing that. A guitar is doing that. For somebody like me, you know, I'm not worried about pop or rap music because we all make a choice. You know, when we plug our phone into whatever we have in our car, Bluetooth or aux cable or whatever, we make a choice. There I know that Beato talks about the algorithm, and he's all of these new music fans are being sucked into crap. So what? Is it not enough? Like, for me, if I was like a really, really hardcore fan of a genre of music, like grunge, for example, and fewer people were becoming fans of grunge or getting to the privilege of hearing the greatness of grunge music because an algorithm was pointing them towards other stuff, why the fuck would I care even then? If anything, I would see it as more special that fewer of us were graced with the presence of this genre of music. So Rick Beato, man, you mean well. You're a talented, educated guy, of course, and you probably know or you definitely know 100 times more about music theory than I do. But it's not all about music theory, pal. It's not, and it's never going to be all about music theory. And I think maybe the sooner you recognize, actually, it doesn't matter how soon you recognize it, because you're doing all this for the clout and for the views, like every other contrarian on the internet. Yeah. The world ain't gonna work like you want it to, and music is no exception. So I think that, to frame the question that way again is making this really arrogant implication that your favorite music, your genre of music, the stuff that you like, is immune from being mass-produced garbage. It's immune from the charms and the trappings of the capitalist hellscape and what it does to our creativity. It's not. You may think it's better, but it has the same propensity to be turned into that pablum, that verbal diarrhea as anything else. You putting it on a pedestal, it only tells us that you're a really big fan. Congrats, that's cool and everything, but your world will be ruled by pop and rap music. My world? No, it ain't. My world of music is my world of music, just as your world of music is your world of music, and that's all I can say. I'm sure I could say more, but I got stuff to do. I'm a college student now. Have a good day, folks.